So hi guys, my name is Jalisa, of course, and this is Infinite Modesty Design. I am so sorry earlier on for what happened. The recording was not that clear. But again, I was thankful for everyone who came on board. Many of the ladies make me feel very special because I don't like when things doesn't go, properly when this was a event that we was anticipating for quite a while now. So what am I talking about? My name is Jalisa, and of course, again, this is Infinite Modesty Design. We are going to be making this fabulous tote bag with pockets. So you guys actually have seen me advertise this for maybe over a month now. So it's about time. Let's get this tote bag started, right? So as we all know, it have pockets on the inside, of course, and pockets on the outside. So let's get started. So first we need your sewing pattern. So for those who bought the sewing pattern, there's a YouTube video, right, that I show you how to do the sewing pattern, how to connect it together. So we won't linger on that today. I'm expecting you to have it all cut out, of course, right? You would have your straps, and just to let you know, for the straps you only need 2 fabric and 2 interface for your straps. Okay, so I know this says gusset here, sorry, it said pell on here, just ignore that. 2 straps and 2 interface, and then of course we need our gusset here, so 2 fabric, of course, and you could have 2 interface itself to iron on itself on the piece itself. So let me show you this piece here. So this piece is a little piece. That's a small piece here, okay? And then we have 2 pieces of this as mentioned. And then, of course, we have 2 pieces of the straps as mentioned itself. So the straps now, let me get the straps here, making sure that I don't show anything down. Right, so this is the straps here as mentioned itself. So we have 2 pieces of the straps here. So we have 2 pieces of the straps. We have the gusset here, 2 pieces. And, of course, our main back piece. All right, the main back piece itself, we need 4 pieces as mentioned here. So 4 pieces. So we need 2 fabric, 2 lining, and 2 interfacing. So 2 pieces itself will go for lining. So that's why you will see me having 4 pieces here. So 2 pieces for lining and 2 pieces for the main fabric. So let me make sure I have everything here. Okay. So I have 1, 2. So 1, 2. Okay. And 3 and 4. Okay. All right. Then also you have your pockets, right? So we have 2 pockets pieces here, right? So we may do 1 pocket in the live itself. Well, we'll see how it go. You can put 1, you can put 2 pockets, 1 on the inside, 1 on the outside. All right. Okay. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, and we need our zipper. Okay. So I mentioned we have a 22-inch zipper. So we're going to start with our zipper here. So we're going to do our zipper first. So what I want you to do first for me is make sure you have your zipper. Make sure you have your pin with your pin cushion. Okay. Put everything else aside and make sure you have your gusset, the 2 small pieces. Okay. For your gusset. And then you have the 2 lining pieces here. Okay. So the 2 lining pieces here. So again, we're going to have our 2 lining pieces. So 1 piece here. 2 pieces here. That's what we're going to have. Then we're going to have our 2 gusset piece here, and then our zipper. Okay, so let's get started. So we are actually going to do the hard part, the hardest part of the project first. Okay, and then we're going to go with the easiest part. So I'm going to move myself here a little bit. All right, and then we're going to go with the gusset first. So watch this very well. Stop it and replay if you need to. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to have our gusset. It doesn't really matter which side you have it. Just make sure right side is facing you. Okay. Then you're going to take your zipper. So look at where I have the head of the zipper. The head of the zipper is facing the camera. Now I'm going to turn it down on my fabric. And I'm going to make sure when I turn it down, so I'm going to bring it up here so you can see. All right. So my zipper is here. This is the head of the zipper. It's going to be right side of the zipper to the right side of the fabric. So I'm going to bring them together. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that this edge is together. So this zipper edge, you see the head is facing the zipper here. Okay. That's exactly how I want you to do it. The head of the zipper is touching the fabric and it's touching down. That's exactly how I want it. And then we're going to pin it all the way down here. Okay. So that's exactly how we're going to pin this first. So I'm going to put it down, move the camera away from me. Put it down, and then we're going to pin it on one side first. Okay. Now, you could get the sewing pattern. You will have the link. We're supposed to have a link either in and around this video or the email itself, and you could get a sewing pattern. And if you think that you want all the videos straight, there's a very clear video itself in our Learn to Sew. We have a Learn to Sew package. I'll actually put the link in the description as well. You will get lots of step-by-step beginner projects in order to assist you along in your sewing journey. It's a beginner friendly, so I think it's a great project you could start. You have the full 2 hours video of this step-by-step in it, and also you could get your sewing pattern as well. The link is supposed to be in and around. Okay, so again, I want to just make sure I get this part really well so you understand what I'm doing here. So you see, when I turn here, it's like this. So right side touching right side, I pin it down this way, okay? So now, once I'm done, I'm going to put it down like this. Then I'm going to take my lining piece, okay? So the lining piece, I'm going to touch, because this, everything here look the same side. This is going to be the right sides here, facing the camera here. So this is the right sides, okay? That means the wrong side now is touching me here. So this is the right side. I'm going to take the right sides. And of course, this is the bottom square here, right? So I'm going to take the right sides and I'm going to hover it up over the zipper. So I'm going to touch the right sides right here. Okay? Right sides right here. Okay, so look at what I'm doing here. So I'm going to take the right sides and I'll touch it at the very edge. So that means I'm hiding the zipper. Okay? And I'm sandwiching it itself. So I'm going to come here, sandwiching everything itself. You can see what I'm doing here, right? See what I'm doing here? I'm just sandwiching everything all the way down, okay? So I'm sandwiching everything here. Everything has been sandwiched nicely down. Sometimes the pin just gives me some headache, but I'm sandwiching everything down, okay? Sometimes when you come, it may not reach all the way to the end. It's okay. Just go as much as you can. And that's it here, okay? All right, so again, I'm gonna bring it back just to make sure you get it well. So this is how you're supposed to be, okay? So everything is sandwiched in here. So you don't even see the zipper. When you look on this side, everything is sandwiched in. When you look on that side, you have the flap because the head of the zipper is here, okay? The head of the zipper is touching the flap here, good? So now we are gonna sew it down on this side, okay? All right, so let me bring my sewing machine closer here. Get everything closer to me. Okay. All right, so the thread actually loosened up a bit there. So I'll have to actually retread my sewing machine. So we are going to start by the head part. So this is the head part. I'm gonna zip the head down a bit. I say by almost quarter of an inch down. So I'll zip it down from here to here, right? Not fully half an inch, somewhere down, all right? And then I'm gonna be sewing these 3 parts together. The fabric, the zipper, and the gusset, the lining, the zipper, and the gusset. We're gonna be sewing it down. Let me just repeat it again. We're gonna be sewing it down together just like so, okay? So I am not using as a sewing foot. However, if you have a foot, you could go ahead and sew it. Now, when you're sewing it, just be careful that you feel your way, that the edge of the zipper doesn't go over the edge of the presser foot doesn't go over the zipper head, okay? So just take your time and sew down. Okay, so let's get started. We are gonna get started here. All right. Okay. Just take out your pins, of course. Put it in your pin cushion. Very, very important as you sew. Hopefully getting my pin cushion here. Okay, I'm doing a live, so give me a second, please, okay? Okay, give me a second, thank you. Okay, so let's continue down here. I'm doing a recording, sorry, yeah. Okay. So now I'm coming almost closer to the zipper head here. So I'm gonna stop, lift up my presser foot. Make sure my needle is down Then I'm gonna zip up the zipper. So if you had to watch this part over and over, go right ahead and do it. Again, we have a very clear video in our Learn to Sew, self-learn Learn to Sew. You could also get it with lots of others, other educational beginners video for you to learn, and with free patterns as well. Okay, so we're gonna continue. Okay. All right. Make sure you feel your way as you're going down. Make sure that the edge of your presser foot doesn't touch the teeth of the zipper at all. Beautiful. So we finished this part now. Okay. So I'm gonna actually put my machine down here, and I'll pick it up once I need it. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna iron this part now, okay? So we're gonna iron this part. Make sure when you iron it, both sides is together here. We're gonna take our iron. We're gonna nicely iron it down, okay? Make sure it iron really nice and tailored down. Beautifully nicely ironed down. Okay, we're gonna turn it this way. Iron it down. Beautiful. Okay. So what we're gonna go ahead and do right now is a top stitch. Let me get my machine back on here. And how we do the top stitch now? So this, we're gonna try to sew a stitch down to keep both this gusset and this lining down together nicely. So once you're sewing it down, you wanna make sure you really, that's why the iron is very important to keep the both down nicely like this. Okay, so I am gonna position. Let me see where I should position. Okay, so you're gonna start from the bottom of the zipper, okay? From the tail of the zipper, not the head. We can start from there as well, that's fine. And then we're gonna let the edge of our presser foot to the edge here. Now, to make it easier, if you learning to sew for the first time to not confuse you, we could just start from the head of the zipper, okay? So actually that's what we're gonna do right now. So start from the head of the zipper. Make sure the head of this, the edge of the presser foot is at the edge of this here. So you should be able to see when I'm sewing, okay? And then, so look at me what I'm doing here. I just put this here. Okay. So I'm gonna nicely, it's like you're spreading it apart, not pulling it, nicely, gently spreading it apart. If the zipper head is right in the way, then of course we have to make sure we adjust the zipper head, right? But in my case, it's far away from the presser foot, so it's okay. Okay. So you see as how I'm doing it here? Is right here at the very edge. There you go. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So again, I'm going to put my machine down. It's easier for me to put it this way, actually. Okay. So I'm just going to show you guys what happened here. So you see here, this is nice and tailored here. So this is the zipper head, and we did, so this, we actually sew this down to this to make sure it's nice and tailored down. So you see we do a top stitch. All right. And I'm just going to show you how the back look as well. Okay. And then we're going to do the other side the exact same way. All right. So again, once you finish, put this down. Sorry, put it down. Make sure the zipper head is facing you again. So this is the top of the zipper here. Okay, it's facing you. Now you're gonna take the gusset now. The top of the gusset right side facing the camera, and then we're gonna turn it down to the head of the zipper. Okay, turn it down, and then we're gonna pin it down to the very edge here. All right, so just do exactly as I do. It's not hard. Just follow the step. Okay. Then we're gonna pin it down again, and then we're gonna sandwich it down again after. Okay. So we're gonna pin it down first nicely. Pin it down nicely first. Nicely, nicely, nicely. Okay. And then we are going to sandwich, of course, the lining. Okay. So this is like that. So now we're going to take our lining now. So we do this here. So this is fine. So this is what we're going to go ahead and do next. Okay, going to get a little bit tricky. But listen, once we do this, we're going to take our lining piece. Take your lining piece. Make sure it's right sides facing you. Okay. So you take your lining piece. Make sure it's right sides facing you. Okay. Then you would take this piece here. So just as how it is. So let me just turn it this way. Then you take this piece. Make sure it's just like this. Make sure it's just like this. Okay. Make sure it's just like this. Okay. Then you're going to put it down. Okay. Yeah. So just let's follow my direction. Hold on. Make sure I have it right. I don't want to make any mistakes or anyone to make mistake. So we did this part, right? Remember, we have to sandwich the zipper and the fabric together, right? So that means we have to have the gusset, then the zipper, and then we have to have the lining. So we need an inter. So we need to line it up. Okay. So first, have your piece like this. So first, let's go step by step. First, have your piece exactly like this. Okay, exactly like this. I mean, when you lift up, you're seeing the zipper here, right? See the head of the zipper here? Good. Bring it down like that. One after you pin it. Okay. Then we're going to put it down. Then we're going to take our lining piece now. Right sides touching right sides touching right side. So this is the right side, this is the right side looking at me. And then we're going to sandwich it in. Always remember, make sure the zipper is in the middle part. If the zipper is not in the middle part, then something is wrong. Okay. So now we're going to sandwich, making sure the zipper, the gusset, and the lining, but the zipper is always in the middle. So that part could be a little bit tricky. Trust me, it could be tricky. So we have to make sure that that part doesn't trick us. That's the actual goal there. Okay. So I'm just gonna take this one out here. Pin it down. Pin it down. Pin it down. Okay. So what do we have now? We have our gusset, our zipper is in the middle here, and then our lining is here. It's all so take your time and rewatch this part to make sure you get it right. Okay, so now I'm going to go back on the sewing machine and I'm going to sew it down, because sewing sometimes it looks so good and then it's just a little itty bitty mistake you make, and then you have to pull the whole thing out and of course do it again, just to make sure you know it's all professionally done. Especially if you're doing it for someone. If it's for yourself, or maybe you could say, you know what, let me leave it. But if you're learning, it's always good to make sure you do it right. Okay, so now we are going to sew this down again. Again, if you have a zipper foot, fantastic, go ahead. So now I start from the tail of the zipper here now. So I start from the tail, so I don't have to move the head until I reach to the top. So we're gonna start. Hold on, Mike. Yeah. So I'm not promising that zipper is a Bella Roses, but once you try, you take your time and you follow the steps, you would be fine. Okay, so now I'm coming close up. Lift up my pressing foot, zip down my zipper a bit, and this will actually be in. So make sure your needle is in. If it's not, we're just gonna put it back in on the thread, one little back stitch, and then we're gonna continue on. All right. All right. So the last thing we'll have to do is do the top stitch, but let me just. So now we finish here. Okay. So now we're gonna open up this towards the back. We're gonna open it towards the front. You're gonna open this like that. You're gonna zip it up. We're gonna take our iron and we're gonna iron it down. I'm just gonna trim out any extra for now. Okay. So again, I'm gonna take my iron, and you should understand how we're gonna iron. It's very simple now. You should be able to see very clear. Iron it down. Want to make sure everything is sandwiching nicely, right? Okay. And then let me just show you how it is. So this is how it is for now. All right. So now I'm gonna be doing the top stitch now. Okay. So lastly, we're gonna do the top stitch. We're gonna make sure the edge of our presser foot is on the edge of this here, the edge of the zipper and the fabric, and then we're gonna sew a nice line. That's how we do this. You can sew it down. That's what you call the top stitch. So that's the last piece for this session. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so I am going to turn it this way. Actually, no, I'm going to turn it down because I want it to be on the right. Always make the edge of this here to be on the edge of the presser foot here. So you'll get a nice even top stitch. Okay. Yep. All right, so there we go. And just open up nicely as you go along. Make sure you don't have any fabric under. It always affects. So I'm coming close to the edge. I didn't unzip the zipper because the head is not disturbing me, so that's good. All done for sewing for now. Just make sure you trim out your threads, of course. All right, so that's it. So you're gonna iron this part. So that will be your homework. Iron this part. Take your time, watch the video over and over. Remember, we have a very tailored video that you could actually get as a lifetime learning. It's a one-time payment. There is also a link you should see there. And you will need your sewing pattern if you don't already have one. So this is how we're going to be doing right now. See, we have a nice top stitch. Okay. When we open our zipper, it's nicely done. Very neatly done, waiting for the next step. Okay. And then we must have our flap. So see our flap here. Everything clean on this side, clean on that side, and we are good to go. All right, so again, this is your homework for tonight. I'm hoping this was helpful. Watch the video over and over if you need to. Again, this is Julissa Infinite Modesty Design. Our goal is to teach you, of course, how to sew. Take care. Bye-bye.